Hi, this is our January 2026 Scripture and Scrapping, and our verse for today is Lamentations 3:41. We raise our heart and hands towards God in heaven. Short verse, but very joyful. So I'm going to make a layout that Melissa Ullmann created for the blog. I really liked all of her colors, and I used the same paper. It's the Winter Bliss designer paper pack, and I used most of the same colors that she did. I am changing a little bit just for because I've already used a couple of sheets, and I thought that these colors would work as well. But if you have other winter paper or blues and grays and other things that you think would work, I'm sure that it'll be fun to see everyone's version. You start with a base of a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock. This is the cornflower, and I'm going to cut out the middle because we're going to layer something on top of it. I may use this for mats or something later. So I'm just going to cut the frame. I am looking forward to the new trimmer coming out in March. Same design, but just some improvements, like additional measurement marks and an arm that starts after the 6.5 inch mark so that you can actually cut your 6 inch pieces. Right now it stops at 5.5, so it's going to go all the way to 6.5. So your 4 by 6 sheets and pieces of paper and photos will be able to be used. So I just cut the middle out of that. This is a 1 inch frame all around. One thing I did change, she used a sticker along the side. I wanted to use the Mittens border maker cartridge. I hadn't had a chance to use it before. My daughter went on a ski trip, so I thought this would be the perfect time. And I have already punched one side of the paper where in the design it had a sticker strip here. And I'm going to go ahead and trim this piece of paper now down to 11.5 by 11.5. I wanted to punch it first because I wanted to see where the design went. And I think I'll cut just a quarter off of the top and the bottom instead of a half off of one or the other. But I want to keep all of this pattern here, so I'm going to cut my other 1/2 inch off of the other side. And that'll give us an 11.5 by 11.5 piece of designer paper. If you have stickers or laser borders that you want to use instead of punching, that's just great too. Now, since I have cut this frame, I can lay this on top, but you'll notice my design kind of falls off where I've cut. And because my daughter has dark blue mittens, I wanted, they're actually gloves, but I'm going to pretend like they are mittens. And so I'm going to put a 1.25 by 11.5 inch strip behind here to that way it'll cover it up, and I can stick this easily onto my frame. So I'm just going to use my repositionable paper, add my strip, and then you can see I have that dark blue showing through, and I'm going to go ahead and put some repositionable all the way around the frame. I can rub off whatever I don't need later. And then I'll just center that up on that cardstock frame. Should be about 1/4 of an inch all the way around, and I'm using my mat to just kind of check myself, but I mostly just eyeballed that. Okay, so that's the frame and this design here. She also had a 4 by 11 inch strip. And she put that like right here. You'll see it has a little bit at the top, a little bit at the bottom. I can still see my mittens. I'm putting it at about the 7-inch mark. Then she made some really cute mittens. Now I'm going to set this aside for just a minute so I can show you how to do the mittens. She has really good directions too. So you need the largest oval custom cutting system pattern and the red blade on the inside. I'm going to use that. And I'm going to cut out 2 ovals. Then you take the ovals and you trim a 1/2 inch off the bottom. Now I'm going to go just a little right like that. Let me go a little less than that, but you want to make those ends flat. Make sure I get the same amount. Since these are adult mittens, I wanted to make them just a little bit larger than the mittens she had in there, but a 1/2 inch is really cute. So that's the part where your hands go in, the 4 fingers, but you have to have a thumb, and there's a cuff that goes on here. So she had you cut out 4 strips, 2 that are 2.5 by 1. That's these guys, the little ones, and then 2 that are 2.5. Sorry, excuse me. This is 2 by 1. This is 2.5 by 1. And then you're going to round the corners, all 4 corners on all of these. The larger ones are going to be your cuffs. And then the smaller ones are going to be your thumbs. Also going to corner around these. She said do all 4, and I guess I'm just going to follow her directions, but you could probably get away with just doing 2 because the bottom part is going to be hidden underneath the glove part here. So the last thing she did was she added a sticker strip across here. She did hers in a beige, and so she used these flowers here. I'm going to do that on a matching page. I am going to turn this into a 2-page layout, and so I will use this on the brown color, and I think that'll turn out nice. But I'm going to use these pretty swirly looks. Or maybe, I think that'll be better. I almost went for the icicles, but I decided nope. So I'm going to just put that over the cuff, and then I have a pair of scissors hiding out here somewhere on the table. Let me see if I can find them. Yep, okay. I'm just going to trim off what's left, and then make my other one. Do it from the other end. Make it nice and smooth. And that just gives it a little bit of decoration. And you can see I still have quite a bit of sticker left. I'll hold on to that. But these are going to go on here. And I'll probably, I don't know if I'll put, where I'm going to put the foam squares, but let me pull my layout back so I can show you how it all goes together. In her layout, she had the mittens facing down, but because our verse has raising our heart in our hands, I'm going to put mine facing up and put our verse up above like this. I'll glue everything down once I know exactly where I'm going to put everything, but I can show you the basics. Then you have to have thumbs. And I do realize these thumbs are going the wrong way. That may bother me and I may have to change it somehow. Let's see if I... Yeah, I think that will make me happier.